everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I am bringing you my first impressions on the series Josie Marcus Mystery Shopper. The first book in this series is called Dying in Style, and the series is written by Elaine Viets. This was Book One Cozy's Club pick for the third quarter of 2019, and I thought that I would share my thoughts on it with you through a video dedicated to the book rather than hiding the review in my monthly wrap-up. For those of you who are unaware, I do run a first in a series Cozy Mystery Book Club in the Mystery Madness Goodreads group. I'll link everything down in the description box below in case you're interested. But basically, we are a quarterly book club. We do pick a couple special reads throughout the year, like for March Mystery Madness, which I have been a co-host of in recent years, as well as for Christmas time. But anyway, back to the book at hand. This book, again, was our third quarter pick for this year, and it follows a woman named Josie Marcus. She is a single parent who is making her living as a mystery shopper. So one of her assignments is to shop a high-end accessories store called Danessa's. Unfortunately, Josie's experience at Danessa's shops are less than stellar, and her report says as much. This lands Josie in a bit of hot water with Danessa because Danessa has a buyout deal with another company for her chain of stores. Obviously, since Josie's experience was less than stellar, this is not going to look great for the buyers. There's a confrontation in which Josie gets threatened. They say that she's lying about her experiences at the store and that the person that supposedly helped her is not a worker at any of the stores, and that she basically lied about her experience. Josie does not let her integrity waver in light of these accusations and stands firm behind her report. The confrontation ends with Josie getting threatened by Danessa and Danessa storming out. Josie can't wrap her head around the fact that Danessa keeps saying that the person that had helped her at the store didn't exist. So Josie goes back to the location that she had reported on later that evening, only to find that the store is completely empty. There's no sales clerk in sight, the door is open, and so after calling out for a while, she just leaves. The next day it is reported that Danessa has been found dead. Josie finds herself as a suspect in the murder, not only because the confrontation that had occurred the day before comes to light, but because one of the items that Josie had interacted with at the store while she was doing her mystery shopping turns out to be the murder weapon. I think if you enjoy shopping, you'll definitely enjoy this series. It starts off immediately with Josie doing a mystery shopping job and what that entails as far as the things she's supposed to be looking for and how she goes about her job. She also has costumes for each type of store that she's shopping, so that she's appropriately dressed for the occasion. So if she's shopping a high-end shop, she'll dress a little bit more spiffy. If she's shopping like a discount bargain store, she'll dress down a bit. So you get to see some of her wardrobe choices and the reasoning behind the choices that she makes as far as the costumes she wears to each job. She does shop high-end and low-end as well as restaurants in this book, so it was really interesting for me to see what the process was. I know of mystery shoppers. I have never interacted with one or have worked a job that has been mystery shopped, but my mom has, and so it was really interesting for me to see the types of things that go into working a job like that. I'm not much of a shopper though, But there are definitely things that I personally look for when I am shopping as far as, customer service. And that's definitely one of the things that Josie looks for as well. I definitely related to Josie a bit because we were both single parents whose mother helps us babysit / raise our child while we are working. Thankfully, my mother is nothing like Josie's mother. I definitely had a problem with Josie's mom and the way that she acted towards her. I also had a problem with some of the views Josie's mother has, especially in regards to marriage. And while I said that I could relate with Josie a little bit, there were a lot of points where I couldn't relate to Josie at all. She has a best friend that is pretty prominent in this story, and they talk about another character quite a bit as this character becomes a suspect in a way in the story, but they refer to her constantly using a derogatory word for a promiscuous woman. And these are 30-something-year-old women using that type of language in referring to another woman that they know. And I get it, like, it would have been passable for me if they had just referred to her that way once or twice, but they constantly refer to her as her name plus the derogatory word. They rarely ever call her by her name unless they're talking to her face to face. Every other time it has that derogatory word attached to her name. And I just thought it was juvenile behavior. Extramarital affairs are also very prevalent in this story as a theme. And so if that's not something that you enjoy reading about, I definitely give this book a pass. A lot of the characters in this book have had extramarital affairs, and it was something that was like, why is this a thing? Reading about people having extramarital affairs doesn't really bother me because it's not usually in this kind of volume. There were too many extramarital affairs going on in this story, or referred to, that really didn't need to be there. Overall, I thought the mystery aspect of this story was interesting. I thought Josie's investigative style was also interesting. But there seemed to be too much reference in regards to romance or dating or extramarital affairs that took more precedence in this story to me than the mystery itself. When we finally get down to the reveal of who the killer was, I thought it was very surprising. I had no idea who the killer was going to be until we got there. The whole apprehension of the killer was also very exciting. However, I can't say that I will be continuing with this series. For me, I'm not really much of a shopper, as I said, so I can't really relate to any of those mentions in this story. Like I said before, her mother really bothered me, and I don't want to get into more details about that because it would give away certain things that had happened. But her mother really got on my nerves. Josie herself seems too interested in finding a romantic interest. I thought the writing style was okay. I didn't have any issues reading it. But I just don't think that the theme of this series is for me. I ended up giving this book a 2.5 stars. And for those of you who are unaware of my rating system, that means that it was just okay. This author does have 2 other series that are not related to shopping that I will probably check out, as those seem to be more my types of mysteries and content. But for those of you who are interested in shopping and love to do it, I definitely give this one a go. Like I said, the mystery shopping aspects were interesting, and she does shop all types of stores and restaurants. Also, the author has another series that is shopping related. So if this one is not your thing, definitely check out the other one. I believe that one is called the Dead End Job series. So yeah, those are my first impressions of the series Josie Marcus Mystery Shopper by Elaine Viets. Let me know if you've read this one and what you thought of it. I'd love to discuss it more with you in the Goodreads group, linked down in the description box below. We also house all of the previous read threads in there as well, so you can go check out all of the threads and see if there's something else that you've read that we have also, and discuss your thoughts in those threads as well. The Book One Cozies Club fourth quarter pick is Murder Uncorked, a Wine Lover's Mystery by Michelle Scott. There's already a thread up in the Goodreads group for this read, and it will run until December 31st. We're a pretty laid back group, so whenever you want to read it, definitely do so and come and chime in your thoughts in our thread. Again, the group is the Mystery Madness Goodreads group. Links are all down in the description box below. And I hope you come join us. We will be having a Christmas-themed selection for December, and I will be announcing that around November 15th. So definitely check out the threads and our Goodreads group for that announcement. I hope you are all doing great, and until next time, take care and smile always. Bye!